Hello. We are in week 13 of pregnancy, and I just want to do a quick check in. It has been a tough couple of weeks with intermittent nausea. The nausea has definitely gotten better, but I've been vomiting about still like once a week or so. It's very challenging to try to figure out what I can eat amount wise. I find that a half a cup is like the golden rule to follow. Anything more than that usually makes me pretty sick. Um, it is a dreary day today, and I'm feeling pretty dreary. But let's. I did, on a positive note, I did get some things done. I got my car smog so I can get it registered, and then I had a massage therapy certificate from Christmas time that I used, and I told the massage therapist that I'd been having a lot of pregnancy headaches, and he did some really amazing myofascial work on my scalp. And after the massage, it definitely was gone. So I would definitely like to do a little research on my own to see if there's some myofascial work maybe I or my spouse can do on me, because the headaches have definitely increased and gotten more intense. So let me look at my notes. So as I said, decreased nausea. It's going to be more nausea usually at night. My food aversions are still really, really strong. Sometimes I have to snap myself out of it. I had this loaded baked potato soup that I've been just staring at in the fridge forever. And I bought it thinking, oh, that sounds so good, potato soup. And in my mind, every time I saw it in the fridge, it just made my stomach turn, and I had to really challenge myself, and I had to make myself try it. And I was really surprised. It was really, really good. I can't believe I was avoiding that soup for so long. But yeah, the food aversions are really, it's hard to figure out what I want to eat. So I really kind of have been sticking to a couple things. In the morning, I'll have my my organic whey protein drinks that are 16 grams of protein. And then I've been having some canned prunes to kind of help with my bloating and constipation. And then for breakfast, I've been having, sometimes I'll have cream of wheat with strawberries, and then other times I'll have sourdough with melted cheese, and then I'll put some turkey and eggs on the top, and then I'll put avocado on the top. So I had that for breakfast this morning. It's very hard because I feel like, I don't know, it's just so hard to eat food. It really is. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I know second trimester is going to be a little bit better, hopefully with being able to eat a little more. But on the subject of food aversions, on my notes here, I see that I was able to eat a salad for the first time, and that is like a huge leap, because since the beginning of when I found out I was pregnant back in December, I just thought salads sounded so gross, and the thought of them definitely made me sick to my stomach. I'm sorry. It's really dark out right now. It's raining cats and dogs, and it's drained me for some reason. And maybe the massage made me feel extra sleepy. But I had a salad at my parents' for the first time, and had a creamy ranch dressing on the top and just a little Parmesan, and it was just so, so good. It wasn't a big salad, a little salad, but it was good. And I also had a salad today, and I kind of mixed like a butter lettuce with like a spring mix, And the only bad thing I can say about it is there is definitely a lingering bitter taste in my mouth, which is not good whatsoever. So my fatigue has been more around a certain time of day, usually around 11 a.m. And I don't know why it is around 11. I feel like I just need a complete nap. And then I've been having more upper kind of back pain. In fact, I have a rice bag on my back right now. And then occasional hip pain. It felt like somehow maybe my left iliotibial band was somehow strained, and I don't exactly know how I strained it, but I went on a short hike with my mom and my brother and my husband on Sunday, and when I was kind of just getting into the hike, I'm like, oh, my hip, it just hurts. It hurts really bad. And as I warmed up and kind of got into the hike, the pain definitely decreased. But I definitely noticed that hip pain is definitely, occasional, and it's definitely increased. My midwife taught my husband some techniques he can use just with a bed sheet with around my hips, and she calls it shaking the apples. So having the sheet kind of like cupped around my hips, and then him kind of doing a back and forth motion, shaking my hips, feels really good. And I'm definitely going to try practice on him and ask him to practice it on me, so then I'm not in as much discomfort. Also, talking about hip pain, and my midwife went over body mechanics with me about how to get out of bed properly and not damage my abdominal muscles. And I really, really appreciate it. We definitely need to start with the basics while I'm not big and pregnant with body mechanics. So I really, really appreciated it. And she gave me encouragement also about my diet. She said that my diet was pretty well balanced. She said it's varied, my diet, and to keep up kind of the good work, and to not force myself to eat, because I feel like I definitely force it sometimes, and that's when I get sick and I lose all my food. So that's not good. On Monday, I had my first visit at Scripps with the nurse practitioner. It definitely was not a positive visit. Just very, I don't want to go into too many details, but just very, very rude and brusque and impersonal. And she definitely did not care for me or the baby, I could tell. And she did not want to be there. So that really was a bad experience, but I don't have to go back to that nurse practitioner. And I was glad that my mom was there to support me. We also went over some genetic tests. I did do the Natera NIPT. So that will test for, I've got a little handout sheet here, trisomy 13, 18, and 21. And then also we'll get to see all those results and the gender in about 2 weeks. And then she said I need to call my insurance company to see about the genetic carrier screening. So that's the Panorama California Extended Supplemental Panel, and then the Inherited Genetic Carrier Screening. So there's a couple codes that was provided for me. It doesn't have any for the California test, the supplemental panel. It doesn't have any codes. So I'm going to call my health insurance company, and I'm going to ask about to see if those tests are covered. I'm thinking they should be, but I don't want to assume. And then we have the nuchal translucency ultrasound. It's often abbreviated the NT ultrasound. So I have that scheduled. So it basically, how it describes it, I'll just read it. It describes how it will look at the nuchal fold, the back of the baby's neck. It's measured, and the fetal anatomy is valued to screen for trisomy 21, that's Down syndrome, and anatomic abnormalities. And they usually want that done before you hit 14 weeks. One thing that really surprised me, though, is the first ultrasound I got on the 15th, the baby was measuring a little further along. It was just 3 days. But here, for this medical institution, they said that they only will go by your last menstrual period. So I think that my midwife did kind of comment on that when I asked, and I think she said it had to be kind of like a very, very dramatic difference. What did she say? 10 days, I think, for them to actually change it for additional scans. Because I pointed out to the midwife, I'm like, oh, well, we'll be able to tell a little bit more about the guesstimated due date from our anatomy scan, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, but it's only if the date is 10 days difference. So I don't know whether to, because I moved my counting the weeks to the day that the sonographer said I was measuring at, and it's a little sooner. So I don't know if I should be saying, oh, I'm 13 weeks on Sunday or 13 weeks on Wednesday. And I don't know, maybe I should be a little bit more patient and just say, oh, just stick to my last menstrual period date and not what the baby was measuring as. But then at the same time, I know this sounds silly, it's like a milestone kind of mini celebration every time I hit a week further. So it feels good being able to be a little bit farther along, because I really want to move beyond this a first trimester. Just, I guess the best way I would describe first trimester for me has been a long, miserable bout. I even cried one day. I will be completely candid and open. I cried and I said, I'm just so tired of feeling sick all the time. And it's been tough, but I've been trying to look forward to the time when I won't be feeling as sick, and to the phase of second trimester. They call it the honeymoon phase of pregnancy. Now I know sometimes the nausea, it continues and other symptoms continue through the second trimester, but I'm really, really hoping that things are on the up and up, and I can see that they are, but I definitely don't feel like my old peppy self, and I definitely still feel pretty debilitated by how I've been feeling. But the appointment, the good thing about the appointment on Monday with the nurse practitioner is I got a bunch of the appointments scheduled. So I already have the anatomy scan. So they do that at 18 weeks for some reason. And then I have the scheduled to see the nurse practitioner, another one, in February. And then in March, I'll see the OBGYN for the first time. So that's it. I guess that I'll just end on a positive note, trying to encourage mothers to take the time to make small goals. Don't push yourself too hard like I do, and take time to check in with the baby, talk to the baby, and remember that this is a journey, and journey is filled with some ups and some downs, and just reminding yourself of what I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on my words here, what you are heading towards. And that's the end point, which you're going to be able to be holding your little one for the first time and start motherhood. And that is just has been a dream of mine for so long, and it's thrilling. So yeah, just if there's any other women watching this video who are struggling, just remember those 3 small things, and don't forget to practice taking care of yourself. That's easy to forget. All right, I'll check in with you guys next week.